Eating over there, fool.
We live, baby. What you eating on, baby?
Ain't sharing your food, partner.
I just killed some gummy bears.
Oh shit.
You got the gummies.
I don't eat a lot of candy, but these
Are we
gummy
live
bears
in
are my
this
favorite.
thing?
We live in this thing, baby. Had to
Oh
hurry up and start
man.
it. I don't know how long we're gonna be on this piece though, but I mean, I know I was getting text and tagged and called yesterday from Laker fans. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Oh, they
that's
So
was
what
they was on you? They was on your cheeks?
nah,
the sad part is that
it
they
was. I was
they
getting
talk
tagged
so much shit
officially.
about having 17 championships. But a lot of these new Laker fans, they act like they ain't never been there, man. You gotta act like you've been there, bro. You can't get excited over winning one game.
But
Them
this was the
boy,
thing. This was the
them
thing.
boys need 4 days off though. They need 4 days off in order to come back. That's what they need.
I was telling him. I was telling Rashad yesterday that yesterday we didn't make or Tuesday we didn't make AD work on the second work on the defensive half. Like
Right.
he do all everything on the offense and then he could coast and chill because Looney is not offensive and Draymond. So he was getting his rest. They already had what 4 days or a few days rest. And then when you ain't got to really work on the defensive side, hey,
Right.
you
Yeah,
could
you
do
can
everything on
dominate.
offense. Only thing he did was get defensive rebounds. You know what I mean? So
Right.
he had a lot of rest, and then you see a couple days later he didn't look the same. But that's what a lot of Laker fans was talking about. Well, everybody talked about with AD his consistency. Like this dude is he could be an MVP type player, but he doesn't stay consistent. Well, he don't stay healthy because you ain't gonna
Right. He
ball
doesn't
every
stay
game.
healthy.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Ain't nobody
But
gonna ball every game.
but for him to be 7-1 and the way he dominated in game one, you would think that you would remotely somehow get a little bit more out of game two.
Right.
He looked like two total the AD that played today and the AD that played in game one, those are two different players. And you can blame it on rest. You can blame it. I'm gonna blame it on rest. I'm not gonna even sit there and say that the Warriors made him work
On
and
that
on. I
PSP.
haven't even say that.
Right.
I'm just gonna blame it on that he had no rest. That boy needs 4 days rest.
But and we always say before Zargo, we always say that you gotta let LeBron beat you. You know what I'm saying? LeBron he could get 50, and it's you know what I'm saying they usually don't win. When AD
Right.
ball, that's when
They
you got
win.
trouble. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
LeBron is just different. You know what I mean? Like he ain't
Right.
the same LeBron. He's older,
Right.
and
Right.
it's like when he go off, it's like nobody else really gets involved anymore. He used to, you know what I'm saying, dish it out and stuff like that. But Zar, what you think, man?
Nah, as a matter of fact, speaking of LeBron, if I'm not mistaken, I think he only scored 2 points in the second half.
Ooh,
Damn.
that's ugly.
And and it looked like
Yeah, because he didn't play the fourth, so yeah, he probably did.
Clay Clay, what he had? Nine, eight, nine threes?
He
Yeah,
had 8.
Well,
but we,
y'all know how I feel, but I mean, let's just be real. When the Warriors is hitting threes like that, ain't nobody gonna beat them.
I mean, we hit 21 threes last game, but it was the fouling. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
then and the free throw discrepancy as well, which plays a big part. People
mhm.
people always say when the free throw discrepancy is as big as that, what's going on with the refs? And at times they have points because obviously, but with the Golden State is a jump shooting team,
Right,
and like you said, AD was in the paint, just
cooking.
dominating AD. They were in the paint. So the free throw discrepancy, I didn't think it was really terrible refing last game. I just thought
No, I didn't say it was,
free
but
throws.
it's bad when you see 20, 30 free throws and then we didn't even get 10. It's
We
Right.
real
got
bad.
6.
And
I
then
think we got 6.
I think what for last game, I wasn't mad at Poole when he took that shot. I wish he
Nah.
like I was telling Czar last night. I wish he was a little closer. But
Hmm.
at the same time, that's what we do. We do, you know what I'm saying? I was more mad about Draymond getting that tech to make it, you know what I'm saying, that made it a 3 point. But that, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You live and die with Draymond, you live and die with the three balls. So it's gonna
Right.
be kind of hard to, you know what I mean, just dwell on that though. But I tried to tell Donovan or Rashad, we gonna smoke y'all. They thought it was funny in the chat. I told you, hey, we here. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying, it ain't our last game because they pulled up a stat that last time we played the Lakers, it was what 4-1. So I hope we
Mhm.
Right.
don't end up like that.
Well, the playoffs are different. The playoffs are
What
different, man.
happened, baby?
I
What
remember
happened,
Yeah,
that.
baby?
I
what
remember
happened?
that
Let them know,
91
dog.
series with Magic.
Playoffs are different, though, man. Like,
Yeah.
so I don't, after all that, oh, we swept y'all during the whole season, or we beat y'all 3-1, or even if we swept the Lakers, I'd still be saying the same thing.
Oh
Playoff
yeah,
basketball is different. Like,
yeah, it's
yeah,
definitely different, man. Dalton, what you think, man?
I uh I didn't pay attention, but I did look at the scores. Like I think the Lakers, I think they're done. I think they got lucky making the playoffs, though. I mean, because this is semifinals, and then
Yeah, it's the semis. So
yeah, I
I,
think the
hmm
Warriors back to the championship. Though Lakers, they're done.
yeah, man, I just was like 30. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew for some reason I thought we was gonna come out. That's the way we got to win. You know what I mean? Just come out there and make a statement before we goes to LA, and it's up in
right.
the air in LA, man. I think we could take one, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
hopefully we
just
take
get
both.
one. Let's
you
just
you
get
gonna
one,
have to
man.
you gonna
Like,
have to
yeah.
get one
You know what
though.
I'm saying? I think we could get
hmm
one.
Yeah, you got to get one, or that's
Yeah,
gonna put
but
a lot of pressure to win 3 in a row.
I'm
And
disappointed
that, hey,
in
and we play Saturday, so see, these cats are getting 4 days, 3-4
yeah
days
older
off. See,
team.
we
Like
coming back Saturday. Yeah.
our core is older, but I think we're
I was
more.
about to say, to be honest with y'all both kind of old.
Yeah,
No,
our
no,
core
no,
is
no, no.
older,
But
but
the,
we
but
more
But here's the
conditioned.
difference. No,
I
but
think
here's the difference though. Y'all are a jump shooting
so.
team.
We don't use that
So
much energy.
yeah, the Lakers need more rest than y'all do.
right.
Like
The way they
Clay,
play.
Clay is he's still conditioned to run
Right.
around,
Right.
but you know what I'm saying. Like he's a jump shooter. Clay, I mean Steph, he could turn it on and off. You know what I mean? But he just conditioned like
Well,
that. So
Steph is always well conditioned though. He's one of them
yeah,
athletes. I mean, even though he's a jump shooter, yeah, that dude, he's never tired. He takes care
And
of
they not pounding down low. They're not trying to get a bunch of rebounds. They not, you know what I'm saying? Like all that shit takes a lot out of you. Plus being 7 feet, you know what I'm saying, and running up and down that floor. I don't know if you guys seen that Sunday. I mean not Sunday, Tuesday. My boy texted me. He was like, "Man, the Lakers are gassed." Right? He was like, "Everybody's running." He was like, "You could tell the Lakers are gassed." He was like, "Y'all go really expose them in game two." And I was like, "You think?" He said, "Man, I've never seen the Lakers run up and down the court like that." He was like, "These cats is, holding on to their knees and breathing, like on the free throw line." Like he was like, "They are tired."
right.
I went back and looked at it. The game yesterday, I was like, he was right. Them cats was gassed. So
Yeah.
yeah, man,
Yeah,
I'll take it,
like I
man.
said, when you're a bigger team, I mean, you talk about your body type, LeBron, 6'8", 2, like that's a lot of wear and tear. You're carrying a lot of weight, a lot of muscle, like that. When you're 38 years old, you definitely like you said they would have benefited if they would have got an extra day or two off, but they got to come
Yeah,
right back on
they're
Saturday.
taking care of business against Memphis. Definitely helped
Yeah,
them out, man. But
yeah.
what about that Phoenix, man? Like I really thought. Well, I think because Chris Paul got hurt though, but man, I really thought Phoenix was going to take it to him. Or I didn't think they was going to be down 2-0. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I
Well,
mean
go
they're getting
ahead, Joe.
exposed though. No, I'm sorry, but no,
No, no,
go ahead.
go ahead, go ahead. You good?
No, I just feel like they're getting exposed, man. And I mean, you guys hear me talk about it all the time. I'm not no Chris Paul fan. I feel like they were trying to buy a championship. They were trying to really buy a championship by grabbing KD, like the way they did. I don't want to see Chris Paul get nothing. So, and Devin Booker is, he's a sucker to me, man. Like he do a lot of chirping, a lot of
I,
talking.
I like Book though. I like Book.
Nah,
I like I like Chris Paul. I ain't gonna lie. I like his
nope.
game. I don't like him, but I like his game. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I like his game. He dirty, but hey, it is what it is. We got one too on our team, so
hmm
I don't know.
Nah.
Zara, you think your boys can come
Well,
back?
like I said, I had, that was one team I had all year was Denver. I mean, we got the
Right.
receipts when we do in our picks, but my thing is they were without Jamal and Michael Porter Jr. for almost 2 years. They went and
hmm
got Aaron Gordon. It's like if you watch them play, like you ain't stopping Kevin Durant. He didn't
They
have a great game in game two, but Aaron Gordon is
They
making him
deep.
work. He
Them
got
boys are
length.
deep.
Yeah, he ain't 7 feet, but Aaron Gordon is lengthy, bro, and I think he's making them work. But ultimately, dude, the Joker, like, dude, 39 and 16, like Aiden,
He's a bad
You
boy.
talking about AD, and he not even athletic like AD. You know what I'm saying?
Aiden is a mismatch for Joker, bro. Like
Man,
Aiden
Aiden
is
is a
not in
bum.
the business, bro.
Aiden
So
is a bum, man.
right. So like I said, that's who I got going all the way. Obviously we'll see. They still got to be. I mean, this series ain't over, but if
Yeah,
Phoenix don't
being
win
down
Game
2-0.
3, it's a wrap. If Phoenix don't come out and win Game 3, it's cookies.
You think they got to win
Yeah.
two? You think Phoenix got to win 2 in a row?
I mean, to have a shot to win the series, yeah, because even
They just
they
at
still
this
got
point they just need to just win one. Just win
one
one.
game at a time. That's why I said that, Jay. Will they got to win this next game first? But yes, I think once if they win the next game, they really do got to win the game after because
Yeah,
you
because
still
3-1.
3-1 if you split at home.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, and obviously this day and age, I mean, Jay Will said it. I mean, it's the same with the Sixers. To be honest with you, these teams are trying to buy chips. I mean, when they went and got Harden, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's the next game we can get to, I guess, that series. But
Yeah.
we can kind of go into that one. With game one, no Embiid, we saw Harden from Houston out there dominating, playing like Harden, and then Embiid comes back and look at game two. I mean, they win by 30. Boston wins by 30, and Jason Tatum has 7 points, dude.
Dang, he only had 7 because when the Warriors lost, I didn't look at nothing else. So
7.
Right.
So,
dang.
but my thing is, again, and I like Harden. Combination of Harden, Embiid, and Doc Rivers, it equals second round to me. They're not going to beat Boston. I just don't see it. That's my opinion.
My boy Nick the Quick said Denver is a team. Durant tries to bounce around and win with pure star power because that's what he did with us. So I mean,
and Denver, like I said, they've paid dues. Denver has came up short so many times. Jamal had that outburst in the bubble before he tore his knee. I think they went to the conference finals once in the last 5 or 6 years. But it's like Joker keeps winning these MVPs and they're falling short. Now everybody's back. It's like they paid their dues. Dude, this has got to be the year they go. So that's why I felt good about them.
So what do you think that said? Because what they was number 1 last year too, right? Or was it? That might have been
Well,
Phoenix.
they were number 2 last year.
Phoenix
Utah, I think Utah was number 1, and they
For
choked.
real? Oh, damn. I don't remember.
With Mitchell, because remember, that was before he went to Cleveland. Utah.
Okay. I didn't know they was number 1, though, but they was high, though.
Yeah, Utah. But every year I think Denver, they lost to the Clippers in the first round one year, but like I said, that was when Jamal was hurt. And then like I said, I think they went to the conference finals when they played y'all one time, right? I believe.
Yeah, we played them last year, but that's when Curry came off the bench. We played Denver last year.
Okay, yeah.
And that messed him up. I think Curry coming off the bench.
Yeah.
So he said difference with the Warriors is he came to the Warriors when Warriors were already a good quality team. Yeah,
but not only that though. I mean, the difference here is this is Durant. You got this Brooklyn shit. Then he comes through like late season.
That's
with
what I'm saying.
The Warriors, it was a free agency. Y'all were
we didn't have to trade nobody.
Prime. Y'all were in y'all prime. Y'all just played each other. He came over with a full training camp. His game fits y'all game. It was like a puzzle. It was like 2 pieces, and that's why everybody, including myself, was like, "Oh man, that's whack."
It was a super team
want
for
that
real.
to happen. I was like, "Dude, it's over. Ain't nobody beating them." Like I said that.
Yeah, and the thing too is, Phoenix had to trade people away to get him. He just came over here. We just got rid of Harrison Barnes. You know what I mean?
And it's during the season. There ain't no training camps to learn this. You got to go on the fly. You're talking about in the West in the second half, the deepest conference, and you got to just go on the fly and you just gonna come out the West. It ain't gonna happen.
And they had to trade pieces.
They were really trying to buy a championship.
Right.
I'm on paper. They nice.
Right.
But just adding KD last month or whatever
Right.
You were scrambling. You really trying to get Chris Paul a chip.
Right.
Like and so yeah, like that's why I didn't like it. I was like, as soon as they got KD, I was like, you know what? I hope these dudes don't win just because of that. Now, if they had picked KD up in the offseason, kind of like how we did, and just went through the whole thing, but it just seemed like okay, he was disgruntled with Brooklyn. He wanted out. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody jumped ship, and then of course he's going to jump to a championship team. Like he wasn't going to go to the Spurs or nothing. I get it. You in the middle of your career. You don't want to, go to a losing team, but it just seemed like they really tried to orchestrate to just like buy a championship, and I don't respect that.
What y'all think?
And we didn't mention they traded for the dude. This is how desperate they were. The dude was hurt. He had to. When he got traded, he didn't play for like a month and a half.
He wasn't even.
Mm-hmm.
So they weren't even being able to practice together.
Because they only played.
Until almost the playoff time.
They didn't play like 10 games. They didn't even play 10 games together before the playoffs.
Right.
Because he went and then got hurt again when he was with him.
Right.
So what y'all think about what Nick said? Nick said, I personally think anyone who bounces from team to team is a clown. That includes Durant, LeBron, and Kyrie.
I mean, dude, like I said, man, I've gotten on people. Again, LeBron James started this player-created super teams, and now his fans and him want to use. Oh, I had to face all these super teams that Jordan didn't face, but you created it. You're the one that went to Miami. You're the one that went to Cleveland and went and got Kevin Love. Like, it's because of you. All these super teams you played in the finals, you were also on a super team. So like that shit don't ride. He the one that started that. So you made your bed. You gotta sit in it. You gotta sleep in it.
Well, I agree with him. He forced his way to Brooklyn and then forced himself out. So,
Right.
So do y'all think if KD never wins a ring, the way he's going from team to team, if he never wins another championship, it tarnishes his legacy, or you think no?
Possibly, but I mean, you can't take away his game though, man. Like,
right. Nah, to be honest with you, I'm gonna be real with y'all. Y'all know how I feel about Kevin Durant. Y'all know this.
That's my guy.
That Warrior shit, like that's okay. So LeBron did the Miami thing, got 2 rings, lost 2, but he had to go home to win in Cleveland. That helped his legacy a lot. He knew the Miami rings, that wasn't the business. He didn't even feel right. He had to go correct that shit in Cleveland.
Yeah, the way they beat us, man. That you know what I'm saying? Coming back from 3-1,
have that option to correct it.
I mean, look, I'll say this about KD and hey, Josh, by the way,
what up,
always good to be on the show.
I'm glad to see my man
What's going
Buck
on,
in the
Ian?
building, though.
but
I will say this:
Buccaneer football.
when it comes to KD, since you mentioned it, look, he's a top 15 talent. All right, in terms of all time, he's top 15.
Yep.
But if he didn't win a championship, if he didn't go to Golden State and do what he did, he would be Charles Barkley of the modern era. Great talent, respected, but he just would never have a ring.
So I'm gonna do you one bigger, and this is all. Hold on, real quick.
I don't think the rings.
Go ahead. Who's that, Rashawn?
You heard me?
Go ahead, Sean.
I said I don't think them rings for Kevin Durant help his legacy at all.
No, I'm gonna tell y'all. This is my personal opinion. Y'all can disagree. When y'all beat Oklahoma that series, when they were up 3-1, and they were in 3-2 in that Game 6, Clay Game 6, right? You know what I'm saying? But like that series, they had blew y'all out. 2 of their wins, they blew y'all out. Like in my opinion, you had to pay your dues. They lost that Game 7. I was telling everybody. I said next year, OKC about to come back.
Yeah, I thought they was gonna be a tough. I thought that was gonna be
the next rivalry.
I thought it was gonna be a rivalry.
And if Kevin Durant stays, in my opinion, they come back and beat the Warriors next year. Now we're talking about a completely different legacy, and Kevin Durant could potentially be a top 10 player.
Hold on, let me give a rebuttal.
He joined the Warriors, the team he lost to. That changed the whole.
Hey, look, excellent point. But let me give you a rebuttal though. If KD doesn't leave, we don't get pissed off Westbrook. Because pissed off Westbrook is what got him the MVP.
But
He literally was on a tear.
Westbrook is what? A stat chaser? Who gives a fuck?
Yeah,
I'm just saying, like
What?
KD
Like, who can, like,
leaving
what? What are you
OKC is
talking
what helped
about?
Russell
He's still in
Westbrook.
KD's shadow. He's still in KD's shadow though.
right.
Oh, yeah.
I don't see him. So our man Buck Flair is in the building,
But
man.
please in the
But
building.
let's get to football, man. What do you early predictions?
Well, hold
man?
on.
What
I
you-
want to say congratulations to the Warriors. That's what I want to say because I
Oh,
see
man, appreciate
both of you guys up here with the Warriors and stuff. I know you guys like the Warriors and stuff.
Warriors
And,
is 6, man.
and
Keep
I
saying
said
it.
something to Jay Will. I said, Jay Will, take that A's thing down behind your screen because they going to think your ass is a Raiders fan now because they
No, I
moving to
can't do
Vegas.
that.
Hey, the Las Vegas A's are coming to the greatest city to
Yeah,
ever exist,
so-
Las Vegas. There you go.
I know I was just sitting there just laughing. I was like, yeah, one team I know Jay Will don't like is the Raiders. I said, motherfuckers moving to Las Vegas and shit. Oh,
Nah.
shit.
I mean, I would
Yeah.
recommend it. Hey, come down to Las Vegas. You know, they
But,
take
Hey,
care
Jay,
of you over here.
why did you become are you from Oakland? Never mind, that's easy.
But,
Yeah, man.
but,
I spent my whole life at the
That's the
Oakland
hometown.
Coliseum.
That's hometown. Yeah.
My
but
whole life.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think this Warriors Lakers thing is still not going to be over with because
Oh, hell.
7
this
games.
is like
Yeah,
LeBron and Curry. This is like, as I said, this is going to be if Curry can beat LeBron this series right here. There's going to be a lot of the young cats talking about Curry's past
Oh,
LeBron.
yeah, they gonna jump ship.
They gonna be they
Man.
gonna
It's
jump.
gonna jump
They
ship
gonna
to
Wait,
Curry.
wait. Pass
But-
LeBron meaning
but-
what? What do you mean pass LeBron and what?
In terms of
Well,
all
as
time.
far as as far as his legacy goes, as you know, because you really can't compare LeBron to MJ in my opinion, because MJ's like here, and everybody else is
100%
right
right.
here.
He's speaking facts.
Everybody
right
else
now,
is
man.
right here.
I don't understand how people skip
hear you,
LeBron
Nick.
over
I hear you.
Kobe.
Everybody's right here because you watch
I don't-
basketball
I
over
don't
the
get
years. Nobody's like MJ. I know you young cats, y'all didn't get to watch MJ.
They know
and that.
about
Kobe.
MJ, man.
But
Kobe.
Kobe is they MJ.
Kevin
man.
Durant, you gotta remember this. Kevin Durant, before his injury, was rated the number 1 player in the world before his injury.
Right.
After he put out that performance against LeBron in the finals when he helped the Warriors, that son bitch was scoring 40-something points a game. He was a badass. So but the problem with Durant is his injuries. That's what's curtailed his career, kind of like Larry Bird. Larry Bird, towards the end of his career, his back injury the last 4 years, he just wasn't able to compete. He played.
What year is Durant in?
Huh?
What year is Durant in? Like 10?
Yeah,
Year 15.
No, I thought it was like
15.
12, 13, yeah.
he's been a long time. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, he's
You
in the
know,
year 15. He's been here a long
I mean,
time.
Seattle just
wow.
moved to OKC when he was, he should be supersonic, really.
Oh, he was.
Right.
Yeah.
No, he
Yeah.
was.
He
He
was
was for
super
1
solid.
year.
Yeah.
For
Oh,
1
yeah,
year.
he
He
was
was
with the
solid.
Sonics. Dang.
Yep.
Yeah, for 1 year.
So,
forgot
yeah.
about that.
They got him because of that Ray Allen trade.
Yeah.
And I would
Oh,
love to see
man.
No, they got Jeff
Seattle.
Green, not
I
Kevin
love the
Durant.
Supersonics.
They
They
drafted
got
3
come back.
MVPs.
No, they
I
got
forgot
Jeff
all
Green in the
about
deal.
that.
It wasn't KD. It was Jeff Green.
Oh, so that was they drafted KD with their own pick.
Yeah, they drafted KD with their own pick and got Jeff Green as a second first-round pick.
Okay.
But I'm gonna say, that one stat that always got me was the fact that MVP Joker. Everybody's been clowning on Joker being MVP, and now he didn't win it. Now he didn't win it, and now, as I mentioned, there's only 3 players that's won the chip that was MVP. LeBron did it, back-to-back seasons. Curry did it, and he won the chip. And then I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, it was probably Tim Duncan, if I'm not mistaken. And they only 3 people that ever win the MVP and the chip in the same year since the 2000. So Joker now he's on a mission. He's on a mission.
Wait a minute. Jordan didn't win the MVP? Sure.
He said
I mean,
2000s. He said 2000.
Since 2000.
2000. Okay, my bad.
I can say he could have said Olajuwon too.
Yeah, since 2000 or whatever. So it's hard to be the MVP because it's just like in college football. When you're the MVP and you end up playing in the big game, teams come out to battle your ass. And now in Bleed, he played this last game, and I was shocked that the Celtics put the beat down on him. And Tatum didn't even score hardly any points. So I think that's going to be a tough series too as well because it's all set up for Miami, as I mentioned earlier before the playoffs started. I said that coach lost on purpose so he could face the Bucks because Miami, that's one team that they face up very good against Milwaukee. And Jimmy B now's got some rest going on. So I'm excited to see if Miami can get to the next round against Philly or Boston, whichever one comes out of that one, because I would love to see Jimmy B get back there, but I'm hoping that the
they playing
Curry.
against the Knicks, huh?
Nah, he's taking on Jalen Brunson
if
in the
Curry
Knicks.
beats
Come on.
LeBron, if Curry beats LeBron, I'm hoping Curry can go on and win this thing back to back again to shut all the LeBron fans up. You know what I mean? You know, so I hope he
Curry
does.
last ring right here. This is the last one.
I hope he does. That'll
Wait,
be a
this is
five.
what? This is Curry what?
This is Curry last ring right here.
He ain't getting no ring. this
Laker
year,
fans reneging now.
Never taking that, bro.
Man,
What y'all think about the Bucks firing their head coach?
I
they
didn't
did?
agree. I don't agree with it.
Yeah, Mike Budenholzer, he's out.
I don't
Damn.
agree with it.
Got fired.
That's crazy to me, bro. Yeah, that's
I don't agree
crazy.
with it either.
But it's like Giannis, you know what I mean? Giannis, how long? I mean, if Giannis ever,
I mean, that's 2 years removed from winning a championship, bro. That's crazy. And Giannis wasn't even healthy.
He's got
They
money.
did it a few years ago. They did it a few
Chris
years ago.
Middleton had been up and down and healthy.
That year was a fucking fluke, man.
Nah, come on,
That year
bro.
was a fluke. They ain't got close.
Here we go.
They ain't got close set.
You don't win no championship on no fluke.
No,
bro.
everything just has to go right, and everything went right.
No, you're right. Like me and Jay Wood always said, you gotta have a ball bounce this way,
Yes,
a call to go this way.
and that happened for him.
But
And
they
that's
were
it.
down 2. I mean, this is why I get on props, Rashawn. In that Phoenix series, they was down 2-0 and they got dominated both games. They had never been there. They could have easily given up. They went and took it to Phoenix 4 straight.
Yeah,
And that's why I'm just saying they earned that. That's why I'm
No. I'm not saying that they didn't, but what I'm saying is that year in particular is fluky because they haven't gotten that close since. Not even the Eastern Conference Finals.
Hey man, it's hard.
You know what I'm saying? Like
it's hard, man. It's like
I'm not
the Super
taking
Bowl.
nothing away from it. That year was magical for the Bucks. It was every championship year for every team. It has some type of
You know
magic to
what?
it.
Using that logic, Toronto, that was a fluke.
Well, Kawhi left.
The Lakers
so that's
were a
different.
fluke.
You can't say
was a fluke.
You can't say that Kawhi was a fluke because Kawhi left.
Yeah.
No, but I'm just saying, using your logic, they would never get back.
Kawhi went to your
They've
team.
never gotten back.
Huh?
We don't know why Kawhi won because the Warriors got hurt. Forget all that.
Exactly.
I mean,
All right.
Nobody
lost Clay,
controls that.
and then you lost
I would agree
Durant.
with that. They
So
don't
what?
beat. They
So
don't
what?
beat the
Kawhi
Warriors.
turned the injuries on. What the fuck? Like that ain't his fault.
Yeah, they don't beat the Warriors.
But I'm just saying
if
that's the reason. That's the
They
biggest
wasn't gonna
reason
win
why
that
they won.
series.
I mean, we don't
We
know.
lost
I mean,
Clay and we lost
y'all coulda-
Durant.
Hey,
y'all
Sean,
coulda
you
lost
do know that.
Clay.
I don't.
Hey, y'all
know.
could have
Well, like
lost
you said,
Clay, but if
The
Durant
Warriors
didn't
wouldn't
get
have
hurt,
lost
y'all
that
win
series with the Lakers if they wouldn't have suspended Draymond Green too as well. So
We don't know that.
And that one guy, what's his name, got hurt too, Bogart, when he went down.
Bogut, but we don't
Bogut.
know that though.
Yeah.
But
They
Sean,
wouldn't
you
have
say if Dallas had Romo, they win. You know what I mean? So we do know certain things that's gonna happen. You know what I mean?
I mean, but that's my speculation. We don't know that.
Okay.
I'm just being honest.
But I'm
That's
saying
me loving Romo that much.
I feel like taking a
it's
quote
common
from
sense
Czar-
though.
I
In
feel
certain
like stealing
situations,
a quote from Czar and being like, if your auntie had
But-
nuts,
But
they'd do
here's
their
what
own.
I'm saying though. Here's why we don't know that because the last time that Kawhi, the fucking crazy part is every time they go against each other, one of them get hurt. But it's
we went
like,
against Kawhi in the when he was
but
on the Spurs.
but if you remember exactly, and Kawhi was busting their ass before he got hurt.
Your boy got the dirty. He dirtied them.
No, how- and-
Exactly, he put the foot under his shoe and all that
Okay,
shit.
Sean, with the Spurs win if Kawhi didn't get hurt.
Possibly, he was busting y'all ass. I couldn't
It
stop
was
him.
like
You
20
just
from
said
that game.
it's
I don't know.
Listen,
guys.
listen. Before Kawhi got hurt, he had over 20 points in that. Over
And they
20
was up
plus
by like
points,
25.
That's one
and
game.
they was up.
It's
No,
one
no,
game.
I know,
was
but I'm
up.
just
They
saying.
would have won that game.
Hey,
I'm telling
if
you,
you
they would
want
have
to
won
go,
that
if
game.
you want to be more
but
real,
we can't say they're gonna win the
2
series.
years later,
We don't know.
Exactly.
Oh,
That's all I
Josh.
just want to
But
say.
from evidence in that series, Kawhi would have gave y'all niggas hell.
Hey, you
Hey,
know
I'm
what?
gonna
I'll
be
say
now.
this.
This way, hey Josh, I think you agree with me. Maybe this one, I think they win if Chris Paul don't get hurt. You still
Oh
wins that
yeah, I'm
series.
with you on that.
Right,
I'm
2017,
with you
Chris
on that
Paul
one.
got hurt.
Yeah,
If Chris Paul didn't, we was on the ropes for real.
right.
But I'm thinking that I'm still saying Kawhi and them gonna win that just because AD just balled out yesterday. You know what I mean? The other day. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
game to game,
Tuesday.
man. Curry
Nah,
just
it
had
was
50
gonna hard to beat. It's
last
gonna be
week.
hard to beat that Warrior team with Kevin Durant. To be honest with you.
No, it definitely was. It definitely would be hard But if you get them, if you get them on the ropes, like that first game was in fucking that shit wasn't in San Antonio. That
Right.
shit was that was in
Hey,
Orlando.
Czar, let me
Yeah,
ask you a
Kawhi
question.
was losing his mind.
You and I have been
We
Bulls
lost
fans.
2-0 against Sac.
You and I have been Bulls fans. Do you think any of these teams in this generation could compare and play against MJ and those guys in
Look,
the
you
I
90s?
mean,
Bulls
you can call me biased, but I say no. I will say the Kevin Durant Warriors. There's no team that can beat the '96 Bulls, in my opinion. But again, we can break it down, and I won't just say it because I'm a
you
Bulls
ain't
fan.
gotta break it
I'll
down.
match it up and tell you why
No.
I got
they will
one.
beat the
Jordan.
Kevin Durant.
I got one too.
I got one.
I got one.
no,
I think will beat him.
No, I don't think no one can beat the '96
Who?
Bulls.
Please tell me.
I got one.
Kobe and
Who?
Shaq.
They can beat the Bulls.
No, mine is
Absolutely.
mine's
Oh,
different
hell no.
for a different
Kobe
reason.
and Shaq.
A center.
Absolutely.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you like this, Rashawn, just to let you know.
Absolutely.
Dominating centers was no problem. Ewing shitted on us. Dream shitted on us. Robinson, they got theirs.
They gonna get there.
Right.
It didn't matter.
But there was no Kobe.
Yeah, but
We
there's
got
Jordan.
Pippen.
Kobe ain't
There was
gonna,
no Kobe.
There's Jordan.
Pippen's not going to stop Cole.
Pippen is
Mike
first of all.
is going to have to go guard him.
First of all, we're gonna
You
free
gonna get-
Jordan up and let Pippen guard Kobe
That's what I'm
to
saying.
take care of that, like he
We
did
ain't
that.
saying
shit.
that Pippen
Pippen is going to get 40. Nigga, what? Jordan's going to go guard.
Hey,
Jordan's
we
going to
just
end up
started a
guarding
whole
Kobe.
lot of ifs and buts.
No.
but
So
anyway,
you
Not
think-
no ifs and buts.
fuck
Could
Blair.
Scotty guard Mike?
Ron
Fuck
Harper,
him.
That's
Ron Harper was
gonna
like
cook him
Ron Harper
too.
was like
Thank
one of
you.
the best defensive players in the
Thank
league.
you,
We're
Buck
talking
Fox is
Blair.
about
gonna
Kobe
get, Fox is
Bryant.
gonna get bullied.
Stop.
All those other little
Stop.
Right.
Stop. We're talking about Kobe Bryant.
And then
We
Rashawn,
are.
I
We
know you
talking
hate.
about
Hey,
Michael
Rashawn, hold on, Rashawn. I know you hate when I say this, when I say you young, but I'm gonna be real with you. If I'm gonna put a Laker team up there, it's gonna be '86 Showtime Lakers with Magic in them. That team is better than Shaq and Kobe in my opinion.
Right, and we played.
I mean,
It was more
I
physical.
guess everybody got
true.
opinions, but I'm taking Shaq.
I ain't gonna hold you.
So I got one.
Shaq is the most dominant big man ever to play this
Of
game.
course.
He is.
And
But
Luke Longley,
again,
we gonna handle that.
Go ahead.
Luke Longley is not going to handle that.
I'm just
What are
playing,
you
Sean.
talking about?
Sean, it was a joke.
Stop.
Look,
Would
look,
you
here's
stop
all I'm
It
gonna
was a
say.
joke,
He
Sean.
is not. He gonna get his
My
ass
team's
bust.
different than the Lakers, by the way. Just so
Hey,
all
my team's different.
Rashawn, do you not realize that Shaq played for Orlando Magic and Dennis Rodman? Dennis Rodman
Oh, yeah, I
was
forgot
playing in
about
the league
that.
back when his ass was guarding his ass too as well.
He
So.
beat Mike in Orlando.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Kobe might get another two.
He beat Mike on a 2-year layoff with no power forward, and then next year we came back and swept that ass.
Kings are whose fault is
Right.
that? That's not
And
our
then
fault,
nobody's
bro.
fault. I'm giving you facts.
The fact of the matter is he beat
So
Mike.
what happened the next
Hey,
year?
you ain't lying,
So
Nick.
what happened next year when they got swept, Mr. Shaq?
Penny wasn't Penny no more.
Penny was there. Yeah, he didn't get hurt yet.
Penny was
That's what. No, he wasn't hurt yet. '96.
Penny wasn't Penny no more.
They just went to the finals in '94, '95. He wasn't hurt yet.
Nah, they wasn't. No,
That was it. What you
Akeem
talking about?
Olajuwon, the dream took Shaq to school that series.
definitely did.
Oh, murdered him.
Definitely did.
Murdered him.
Definitely did. Sheesh.
Yeah, that's why I got Hakeem number one, center wise.
Me too.
Yeah,
He
King
was
was
a great
the man.
offensive
Whew.
and a defensive.
And
center.
defensive to me. Yeah.
and
Right,
defensive.
exactly.
It's kind of hard there.
He
There's nobody to put over.
What
It's
I
hard
love
to
about Akeem
It's
is
hard to beat
Not
Kareem
unless you
over that
argue
sky
Kareem.
hook.
That's
Nobody
the
could
only
guard
one.
that sky hook back in the day.
I didn't
You
watch
argue
but
Kareem.
he had an inside and an outside. He had that nice little 10-footer, but he could pound you down. He had the hook. Like he really had an all around game.
You
You
can
know what I'm
argue.
saying?
You
As
can
far
argue
as
that with
just
your bar.
yeah.
You could
Did,
argue.
No,
okay,
he's talking about
because I didn't see
Dream.
Kareem.
He's
Did
talking
Kareem
about
play?
Dream.
Did he win?
He's talking about Dream, Rashawn, not Kareem.
But I'm
But
saying
saying,
you
did
can argue.
Kareem?
You
Did he
can
ever
argue-
win like
you can
defensive
argue
player
that
of
with your bar
the
too, though.
year?
No.
You could.
No. I'm answering Josh's question. No,
But
he
I never
won
seen him play. I
defensive
never
player of
heard
the year.
him win defensive player of the year either. So
No.
Who's that?
Kareem?
Who's that? Who's that?
no, Abdul-Jabbar.
Abdul-Jabbar. I'm not sure if he ever won a defensive player.
I think
thought
he
won
did.
the
I think
MVP.
he did
He
win
did win
defensive player of the
defensive
year.
player.
I know that he
By the
changed
way,
the
I got
game.
one
Look it
for
up.
you. But
I know
just
he
let you
changed
know.
the fucking game. I know
Let
that.
me look it up.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
well,
think
I
he did
never
because-
He
argue.
made them outlaw dunking.
Kareem,
Go
Will,
ahead, Ian. Go ahead,
Will
Ian. I
Russell,
know
I
you
don't
get ready to
argue
say
those.
something, Ian. Go ahead. Ooh.
So to answer the question, I got the 2014 San Antonio Spurs.
Come on.
To me, that was a great team right there. The San
To
Antonio
be who?
Spurs. That Kawhi Leonard, defensive lockdown, Kawhi Leonard.
To be who? The Bulls?
They give him smoke.
Oh, so they didn't start giving out Defensive Player of the Year until '82, but so no, he didn't win it.
No, he wasn't
Okay.
even. He
Look,
probably
to
would have
me, it's
got it
either the
though.
14 Spurs or it's the 17 Warriors. Those are me the
Michael
two
Cooper
most
got it when
dominant
he was on the
teams
career.
coming out of the
Michael
last
I don't
Cooper
decade.
won it
think the
one year
reason
when,
why I don't think is if you play in
14
this
Spurs?
era, then the Warriors would give the Bulls hell. But if you play in that Bulls era, the Warriors are not going to give the
They
Bulls hell like you think they are.
because they man.
I can touch you. Steph Curry's fragile.
This is
The
all
only
I
thing-
say.
the only
This
thing-
is
Who's
all,
stopping Jordan going to the hole?
Curry is
this
out
all
by
I say.
game
Hey,
3,
folks, man, you
guaranteed.
agree
They
with
gonna
this.
fuck him
I
up.
agree with Czar on this one. The Lakers team with James Worthy and Jabbar
Magic,
and the Run It,
Cooper,
the Lake Show back
Kareem.
in the day, in the 80s when they had a team, because nobody could ever think how they lost to the Celtics because the Celtics was so slow. But that's how good Larry Bird was. So that's how good Larry Bird was. He controlled the game too as well. So, but I would say Detroit, the bad boys, but we got Dennis Rodman. So that's what I'm saying. You take Dennis Rodman off that team
I
of
didn't know you was
Detroit, and
a
it turns
Bulls fan.
into
But
yeah.
Right.
and then Nick said Kareem was first time all defensive team 5 times though. I mean,
No, but he never won Defensive Player of the Year, but they didn't have it. I mean, well, he could have won it after.
He probably would have won that bitch though.
but he was a
in
defensive
in the
dude. though.
'70s. He could have maybe.
So I
and
never
they
hear
didn't have
about him being defensive. I just hear about the hook shots. And,
Hey, I'm gonna tell you
know what I'm
something. A team that
That nigga
really
was
bought
unguardable. That's all I
a team
hear.
that bought a
Right.
ring was Dr. J's team in '83 when they got Moses Malone.
Oh yeah,
That team was dominating. They swept old Magic, and then
right.
they swept their asses. That was a hell of a team.
And yeah, and then next year, and that sucks because Barkley comes the next year.
Right.
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Hey, so since we got Buck here, Buck, what do you see the NFC South doing, man? And your Bulls.
NFC South doing?
Shit. Yeah, who coming out the NFC South? Just give us an early prediction.
What happened, baby?
Early prediction.
I have to get a quarter and flip it. That's all I gotta say. I gotta get a quarter and flip it.
Who's
like
the best?
Said,
okay.
I mean, you think about it. You got a rookie quarterback in Carolina that's 5'4" and playing in the NFL. So then you got the Saints have got Carr, who used to be with the Raiders, and we know how he played all those years. And then you got Atlanta with Riddier, and we saw how he played last of the season. And once again, they didn't even address their defense on draft day because they think they signed all these cornerbacks and safety guys back here in the back. So we'll see what Atlanta and the Bucks are trying to three-peat, something that Carolina and New Orleans have done. And we're probably going to be the fastest team in the NFL this season with who we drafted because every one of those guys ran a 4.4. So I'll be interested to see how our defense does because, me, I'm a defensive guy. Defense wins championships. That's why I say the Packers got a defense. I say if any team can win that NFC division, your division is the Packers defense.
Yeah,
and
we got the best defense for real.
Bucks, Saints, and Panthers all have a defense. So for people saying Atlanta, the only way Atlanta's going to win this thing if Bijan Robinson is like the greatest running back that we've never seen ever, like Barry Sanders. That's the only way in hell he's going to get Atlanta there because I'm still not sold on their quarterback.
Right.
I'm not sold on their quarterback. But I mean, Saints.
Who's your
Carolina
top 5 defenses in the NFC?
in the NFC. Shoot, I know Washington's in my top 5.
Wow.
Washington defense is legit. They are fucking. They did crazy in the fucking draft. I mean, the way they want to shut down teams and stuff like that. And they got Ron Rivera battling for his job, and they got Ben-Ami over there now working with that kid from North Carolina. So Washington is definitely in my top defensive teams. Dallas, of course, is top defensive team. I mean, I'm concerned about Micah being switched to a DN now. To me,
really,
don't be concerned. Don't be concerned. This is what I've been calling. Don't be concerned.
I'm concerned about that one. Well, I'm just saying the whole coaching move. I mean, this is why Dan Quinn is probably staying around is because he thinks he's going to be the head coach once McCarthy fails because now Kellen Moore is gone. So that's probably why Dan Quinn's hung around for so long because he's built the defense up. He's like, this is really my team. This ain't McCarthy's team because they didn't give Dak no help. Dak got 1,000 pressures on his ass now. He got no running game. He got Brandon Cooks. He's going to get a concussion probably by week 2. He might be sitting for like 5 weeks. So yeah, he get hurt all the time, and then Gallup's hurt all the time.
Yep.
So and they got a new tight end from Michigan who was like graded like way down low. They could have got a better tight end. I wish they would have got the kid out of Notre Dame when Kincaid.
Oh, Michael Mayer.
Yeah, when Kincaid got there, I thought Dallas was definitely going to take Michael Mayer then, but I don't know why they saw with Mozzie Smith. Micah made that pick, so shit. But
I can't do that one.
Dallas still got a top five.
They should have took JPJ. Dumbass nigga.
You know, and then
so I'm gonna let y'all know, man.
I'm gonna say the Packers. The Packers have got the top 5 defense with what they got going on. They drafted very well. I like the kid from Bowling Green that they got at defensive tackle in the sixth round. He's a sleeper, and he's a player. He's a baller. So Packers they up there on the defensive side of the ball. The Saints drafted defense. They got Brian Breesy, and the other defensive player they got, Isaiah Foxy from Notre Dame. So and they've already got their secondary kind of solidified on the corners with Lattimore. So, and Cameron Jordan's back for one more year, probably. So the Saints would be 4. And number 5.
The Eagles. The Georgia Bulldogs.
Well, only thing that concerns me about the Eagles is that we're better. Bucks are better on the back end than the Eagles are on the back end.
What about
San Francisco? But San Francisco would probably round out the top 5 and probably be, San Francisco would be up there. Seattle, don't be surprised once Seattle gets these boys clicking. Once Seattle gets these boys clicking on defense, Seattle's going to be the Legion of Boom the way Carroll drafted in this draft. Take Witherspoon at quarterback. You already had a hell of a secondary. Yeah, you already had a hell of a secondary. So yeah, but
he said
I could put Seattle in there because last year they was like ranked really low, but San Francisco, Green Bay, New Orleans, Dallas, and Washington. Philadelphia, you guys lost too much on defense. It's gonna take you a while to gel. You guys are like the Colts. The Eagles are like the Colts Peyton Manning days. You got a hell of an offense. Now you got to get your defense back together.
What about listen? Here's a sneaky defense for me.
The Eagles defense is gonna be like that.
Carolina.
Well, Carolina's supposed to have a great defense for like the last 2 years.
Right.
But what the people don't realize in Carolina, let me tell you what's going on in Carolina. They wanted that coach to stay there.
Right. I felt the same way.
They wanted that coach to stay there. So there's a lot of players animosity going on in that thing right there. And they're switching defenses now. They're switching from a 3-4 to a 4-3 now.
Right. No, I'm a big fan of J.C. Horn over there.
Man, you over there dying, dog. What you laughing at, brother?
Yeah, I think he's just as good as Surtain.
You got to read the comments, man. You got to read the comments.
No, you don't. He called Buck. He called Buck.
Okay, hold on real quick. Okay, since Buck is here, we don't get Buck too often. Give me your top 5 offenses in the NFC.
Top 5 offenses in the NFC? Top 5 offenses. Eagles definitely in the offensive side of the ball. Eagles definitely in the top offenses. I would say Detroit, with what Detroit's got going on, what they did last year. I would say they're a top 5 offense. I would say
on paper, you got to say Dallas.
No.
Right.
Wow.
No.
Hey, but Arkansas?
Top 5, huh?
No.
Okay.
No, but
Seattle?
I would say Minnesota because they got Cook coming back and they got Justin Jefferson and now they got Jordan Addison and that guy's he's an offensive mind. So Minnesota puts points. They got Hawkinson too. So I'd say Minnesota would be in there as offensively goes. Minnesota, Detroit, Philadelphia. If the 49ers quarterback come back and play, you got to think about CMC, Debo Samuel, Kittle, all them guys. So San Francisco definitely is a top 5 offense, and I would probably lean towards putting Seattle in there just because of the fact that they've got running game now, they got wide receiver game now, they got offensive line game, and they got Geno who threw for like 77%. in the passing game. So I would say Seattle, San Francisco, Dallas, Detroit, Minnesota would be top 5 offenses.
Real
NFC.
quick, Dalton, what you got?
For a top 5 offense.
You think Dallas is gonna be a top 5 offense?
I
On
didn't say
paper, they
Dallas.
should be.
Oh, he meant Philly.
I said Philly. Yeah, my bad, Philly.
Yeah, on paper, we should be.
We know
Why
how
do
you keep
think
it professional. I work with you.
Why do you think that, Jeff? On paper.
Why not? I'm saying other
Because
than running back.
on paper, 2 of the weapons that we so quote unquote supposed to have are coming back from injury.
To me, y'all still, if they playing, they should be some.
That doesn't.
Because look,
top
no,
five
Cooks don't have to be the number 1 guy. Cook is going to be what, the 3rd?
right? But Pollard's not going to play till like week 5.
But that's what I'm saying. Running back is the only question mark to y'all. Y'all still got CD.
I know Buck ain't gonna like this, but this is just what I feel. And
I think we started off slow. I think we started off like 3-2.
Listen, I think
I'm
this
just saying
is
on
why
paper, y'all up there.
But listen, this is why I think we didn't press on the running back, even though I do like the kid we got. I know he's small, but I think he's very explosive. But this is what I'm gonna tell y'all. In our offense, I'm telling you, watch out for Ronald Jones. Remember, this kid has only been in the league 4 or 5 years.
Yeah,
The one that was on the Bucks? The one that was on the Bucks?
Yep.
Yeah.
Dude, nice.
I knew Buck was gonna laugh, but I'm
You know
telling
why?
you,
nice,
The only reason why his daddy applied for a job with me, and I turned him down. And I'm a Bucks fan too. I felt bad. I shouldn't say I turned him down. I'm just saying, due to circumstances, HR turned him down. But anyway,
right? No, I just think in our team,
Ronald Jones. I was excited when we got him out of USC, but he's just one of those players that turned into like a bust, man. I mean, this guy was like all world at USC.
I think the change of scenery.
I don't think he was a bust.
Hey, Dalton, they said you got to smile, man.
I mean, come on, Czar. He was with Kansas City, and he lost to Pacheco or whatever. You know what
I mean?
but
you think about it. Hold on. Look how they do the running backs over there. Look at Hilaire. Like, they just don't use them. It's just that they're it's a different offense over there. And the way the running backs, they fall. Hilaire is, look at what Hilaire was, and just that quick, he may not even be in the league much longer. I still think he's got talent. I think Hilaire goes somewhere else. I think he has success.
Yeah, I think Pacheco gonna take his spot.
Oh, he already has.
He already did.
Yeah,
Pacheco's the starter. He's more of an Andy Reid player.
I just think on our team we have a better line. I think it's a better offense. I think the change of scenery. I'm not saying he's gonna dominate and just be no great running back, but I'm just saying with Pollard slowly coming back, I think he's gonna surprise you with some of the success that he's gonna have.
He's got 2 rings. He's got 2 rings.
He's got 2 rings.
He might be able to tell Dallas how to get a ring.
What would y'all be disappointed with this year if y'all don't get to the Super Bowl? Where do you think y'all got to go for you to be like, all right, we build it?
Who?
Czar and Sean, Dallas fans, and then we.
Say that one more time.
I'll let Czar answer first.
Would you say the question again?
I ain't gonna hold.
What's y'all ceiling this year? Where do you think y'all should go?
Oh, I said it earlier. I'm gonna be and Buck. You. I mean, whether you hate him or not, to me, this is the year. To me, this is going to be probably one of the best teams we're bringing in. We've paid our dues. We've lost 2 years in a row. We made it to the divisional round. I think our defense. I think this is one of the best secondaries that we brought. I think this is one of the best secondaries that we brought, and I think this has to be the year. It has to be championship Super Bowl this year, in my opinion.
Is it championship or bust?
NFC championship or Super Bowl?
Oh, NFC. What about you, Sean?
Anthony Richardson. He must be a Colts fan.
Yeah, he's definitely a Colts fan.
Because he got Michigan. He like Kitty Payne over there in Indianapolis or whatever. But Anthony Richardson, I think, is going to do great because the Colts got an offensive line.
Yes.
They got an offensive line. He is going to be
fantastic. Wow.
And they got a head coach that coached with Jalen Hurts, and so as long as that kid can do his thing back there and run around, and Jonathan Taylor can
best quarterback in the draft,
have a great game.
Who?
The Colts are.
Anthony
I have the
Richardson,
Colts
best
very
quarterback
high
in the
up there.
draft.
The Colts are going to compete for that division. Their Colts are going to come back and compete. They're going to come back and compete for that division. Yeah. They gonna
But
come back.
NFC Championship, Josh. In order for me to be satisfied, especially with this guy, Dak Prescott, he got to go further than Roma. So NFC Championship, or I don't want to hear that shit.
Right.
Buck, what about you, man? For your
My
Bucks,
team.
your
Unless we win the
Buccaneers.
division again, that's always gonna be disappointing. I want to win that division 3 times in a row. We've never won the division 3 times in a row. So I want to get in that same category and shock the world like Seattle did for everybody last year. Everybody was down on Seattle when they lost Russell Wilson and they made the damn playoffs. So now and they made it with Geno Smith. So we got Baker Mayfield or Kyle Trask. Y'all in the same situation. Y'all got Jordan Love. We don't know what to expect from Kyle Trask. Kyle Trask might win that job like he did at the University of Florida, throw for 43 touchdowns and 8 interceptions his junior season or whatever. So you never know what Kyle Trask might do.
He did
You
ball
never
out
know
boys a
what
little
Jordan
bit.
Love might do.
I can't do it, man. Hey, Dalton, you a
Jay
Saints
Will?
fan? You a Saints fan? What you think you gonna do?
Jay, will you peep it?
I mean, I think Carr will
No, I
probably do
missed
good.
it.
Hopefully,
Nah, I ain't putting it.
now getting out the shitty ass
Put it
Raiders,
back up.
drama though. I mean, because I think it's
What he say? What he say? What he say?
Go ahead, Dalton.
He thought you had a neck brace on.
Oh, he calling comments and shit. Crazy.
He's a Saints fan. Represent your Saints, baby.
Kamara might get suspended. Whatever. Our defense is pretty doing good. I mean, we got Olave. Who the fuck knows if Michael Thomas going to play here?
Right.
Man, that's the thing, man. Michael Thomas, man. I don't know why y'all signed him again.
Yeah,
He's still signed. He just gonna play. Supposedly, he's still signed. Shit.
right. I mean, I like we got our defense.
Yeah, y'all got the best defense.
Great. Agreed. I think our defense is very underrated, in my opinion. But I think the Saints will probably do good. So I think we'll see how that pans out.
Do y'all sweep the Bucks this year?
We will. I don't know about sweep though, but I would say we'll beat the Bucks.
He said we will.
Yeah, he said.
Besides, NFC
Right,
South.
who you think is the weakest team in the South? Who you think is the weakest team in the South?
My opinion is Atlanta.
It is the Falcons. The reason why, and no, it's not because they drafted John Robinson. They should have got the defense because Falcons defense, they're trash. I mean, yes, they got Ritter, which he played terrible last year. You got Drake London, who's a rookie. You got Kyle Protect Him Pitts because he's supposed to get protected. So yeah, I think the Falcons. I mean, Tyler Elger. I mean, he was pretty.
Do your thing, Mondo.
I thought he did pretty good though, but I don't understand why they draft John Robinson. You're scratching your heads though. I mean, yeah, their defense is weak ass.
Yeah, we gonna put that in a little clip. You agree, Buck, about the Atlanta?
Yeah, but I mean, Atlanta is like a hit and miss team. I mean, offensively, they're gonna put points on the board because they got Bijan. That's why that owner wants to put fans in that stadium. That stadium's been declining since he's mad because he still wants the old Michael Vick days. That's why he wanted Lamar, and he never pulled the trigger on Lamar. You know what I mean? He never pulled it. So I predicted that Bijan would go to Atlanta. Once I saw all the DJ Stroud, I mean, I had that in my mock. I said Bijan's going to Atlanta because that owner wants to put that money in the stands. And if he's the great running back like Saquon Barkley or whatever, as long as he doesn't stay, get hurt, I mean, he's going to be electrifying. Atlanta could be a team that puts points on the board, and they could win the division just like that. But they got no defense. When it comes down to it, they got no.
Who's their coach again?
Arthur Blanks from Tennessee Titans that had Derrick Henry. Yeah. Or no, Arthur. What's his name?
Arthur Smith.
Arthur Smith. Yeah. So yeah. So anyway, and
but we got a question for you. We got a question for you.
The most talented quarterback of all? No. He might be the second most talented running back quarterback of all time.
He's the most athletic.
I mean, Lamar Jackson to me is even overtook Michael Vick with what he does on the field. Randall Cunningham was like the first of our generation. that we saw somebody like that or whatever. So I do not think. I do not think I don't think Michael Vick is nowhere near. I mean, Lamar Jackson. Yeah.
Hold on, man.
Hey, he said, with all due respect, hold on, let me read it first. You got that? He said, with all due respect, Mills, Colts had a terrible line last year. Hopefully they fix it. If not, AR will struggle. You can.
Well, they did
only
fix
run
it.
so much.
If you're a Colts fan, you saw what they did in the draft. You know what I mean? You saw what he did.
They addressed it. Yeah.
I mean, they did a hell of a draft. I mean, Colts had. I think if I'm not mistaken, I had them as the number 1 or 2.
Exactly.
I like Seattle, Philadelphia, and the Colts were my 3 top teams in the draft. And the Colts did everything. They nailed it first day. They nailed it second day. They got a line. They got their cornerback. They got everything that they needed to do. Offensively and defensively. To me, the problem that I see there is that you got a new regime coming in that's going to have to take these guys that were under Jeff Saturday, which was a joke. You know what I mean? He was a joke. It was an Ursay little buddy that got that team, and you saw he won one damn game against the Raiders, and then he lost every damn one of them or whatever. So yeah,
that was terrible.
That was a bad hire. It was a bad decision. He should have been fined by the league by not interviewing any minorities. He should have been fined, in my opinion, just because it was his boy Saturday or whatever. So, yeah.
But I do got a question.
He said, "Remember the name Josh Downs."
Yeah, he's the best route runner in the draft. I mean, we all know his name. He's from North Carolina. God dang it, he's going to run the routes, and Anthony Richardson is going to be able to find him on those slants and all that kind of good stuff. So. And with Pittman there too as well, they still got the kid from Cincinnati they drafted that was kind of, in the wings. But I mean, hell, Matt Ryan he was not mobile. That line was beat up last year. He was not mobile. I just wish Matt Ryan would go ahead and retire. To tell you the truth, but you know what? I posted that earlier. He can't retire because he still gets paid $24 million this year. If he retires, he loses all that money from the Colts. So he ain't gonna retire. He's just gonna sit back and see which team gets hurt. Yeah, Alec Pierce, that's his name. Yeah, which team gets hit?
Yeah,
he agrees, Bucky.
That's the running back, right? Alec Pierce?
No, he was the wide receiver out of Cincinnati. They drafted
Oh, yes, right. Yeah. I'm tripping.
Yep. Tyler Scott was another kid that was, a Cincinnati wide receiver. That
I think Pittman's got to take another step this year. Last year, I thought from the year before.
Exactly.
I thought he kind of
Jonathan Taylor got hurt. Once Dalton's MVP got hurt, it was over with. I mean, once Jonathan Taylor went down, the running game went down, then Matt Ryan couldn't do nothing in the pocket, and then they fired the coach, right off the bat. And the next thing you know, it was all like, here we are. You know what I mean? So yeah,
right.
So, but Jay Will, y'all got to do something about y'all's quarterback, man. I don't know.
Jay,
I don't know. Y'all got to do something about y'all's quarterback. I mean, is he going to be ready for the season? Is Trey Lance going to be the starter? Is Sam Darnold going to outperform both those cats and get the job? Just because he's been in the league that long? I mean, you got a hell of a defense. The only thing is that you had the worst draft.
Nobody said.
You had probably the second worst draft because you didn't have no picks. You know what I mean? You picked up.
You really thought you thought it was the worst draft? Really?
It was second. Tennessee was the worst one in my opinion because they didn't pick any defensive players whatsoever. So
Jay Will overly concerned over there. He said, "Hold on."
Yeah, I mean, you guys already had a team. You already had a team. You picked up a safety from Penn State.
He's good.
Brown.
He's good.
He's all right. He's not great. You know what I mean? But you did draft some back end help. But overall, there was players on that you guys could have probably taken. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if y'all took another damn quarterback. Tell you the truth, y'all could have went after and got the kid out of Fresno State and threw him in the mix or whatever. So, but I'm just I'm worried about this arm surgery that Purdy had, and I'm still worried about your offensive line a little bit, losing McGlinchey too as well. So we'll see. But
he said
CMC got to stay healthy, Debo got to stay healthy, your quarterback's got to stay healthy. You're in the same boat as the Chargers. To me, the Chargers are a team that they've drafted very, very well in pieces. They could have did better, but to pair Quentin Johnson with Herbert now.
Yeah, I told you with Kellen Moore
and Mike Williams and Keenan Williams and Palmer now and Eckler's still there and And
I like the other running back Spiller too.
yeah, Spiller, was injured last year and all that kind of good stuff. But yeah, I mean, but their defense.
Who's Jake Moody?
If their defense stays healthy with the Jackson kid from New England that came over in the draft,
Right.
then you got Khalil Mack and Boza, and then you throw in the guys that they drafted, Tula, the guy from USC is a beast on the line, and then you got a linebacker they drafted from Washington State, if I'm not mistaken, Henley. So you throw him in the mix too. So, and you got to remember that Staley is a defensive coach. The only problem about Staley is that he needs to learn not to compare TCU to Georgia and Alabama.
Got it.
Right.
All right. Do y'all agree with this? He says Kyle's system is QB friendly. I think Sam will ball out in his opinion. And then Nick said, I love some of the Niner picks. Also picked up some good undrafted free agents.
Sam Darnold. Go ahead.
He said, did Eckler and the Chargers work out?
No, they're not going to do it neither.
They're not. Well, one, yes, you can have a friendly system, but you still have to have some talent. We discussed that. And Sam Darnold has no talent. Purdy was unknown, 7th round pick, and he came in and played well, but it wasn't like we didn't know if he was good or not. He was just a 7th round pick. We know we've seen Sam Darnold on 2 teams now, and he's looked terrible on both teams. There's no way he balls out. Maybe he can do okay in a friendly system. He ain't gonna ball out. That's saying a lot. If he comes in there and balls out, Sam Darnold, no, ain't nobody beating the Niners if that happened.
Buck Flair, I just feel like it's hard to, and I don't know if you saw the show the other day, but it's hard to sit back and say teams had a good draft, they had a bad draft, because you don't know for a couple of years, unless you just have a diamond in the rough that just balls out their rookie year and just has a hell of a season their rookie year. But a lot of these draft picks, they don't pan out for a couple of years. So it's just hard to say, oh, this team had because I pay attention. I don't watch college, but I pay attention. And when when Cat's on Stay Tuned, or when we're sitting in the chat and they're like, oh, they had a hell of a draft.
Right.
And I never hear about these players no more. You know what I mean? Like, every year, everybody's like, oh, this guy's going to be a stud. And he ends up not being shit. Right. You don't hear about him for a couple of years. So to say the Niners had a terrible draft, and then when finding out that the Patriots wanted to move up and grab that kicker from Michigan, again, I don't watch college, but just doing my homework, seemed like a stud kicker. But who knows? You know what I'm saying? He might have did well in Michigan. He might get to the pros and stink up the plays. We'll see, though. Right. I always just say stay tuned.
I see what you're saying, but the one thing about it is that, when you look at the draft, San Francisco didn't have a pick until like pick 99. Mm-hmm. So, you can't really say they're going to have a great draft because of where they was picking at. However, there was talent on the board that they didn't pick that was graded very higher. When you follow college football and see this stuff, you think to your head, like, for instance, let's go back and see exactly. Do you have the 49ers picks in front of you?
I do not.
You do not? So
I do not.
I can pull them up.
You can go ahead and pull them up, Jazar, and I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the 49ers picks or whatever, because most of these guys, I hate to say it, Mel Kiper and all these guys have been doing this shit for so goddamn long, and these
I don't even listen to those guys though.
Yeah, these guys, Tommy Shea.
To me, Mel Kiper has great knowledge, but his scouting and his opinions are terrible.
Yeah, real quick, he said Jake Moody was hell of a kicker. However, he wasn't a third round pick.
Third round, yeah.
That was their pick at 99 was Jake Moody.
And then Nick said Niners was fortunate enough to fill holes in the draft and not have to draft the best available. And Mel Kiper is an idiot.
Agreed.
Yeah, they took the tight end from Alabama.
So go ahead and tell me the first 49ers pick.
Yeah.
Who was the first 49ers pick? The kicker, right?
It was the kicker first.
Okay. And then
they didn't pick the kicker.
No. I apologize. No. You said 99, so that threw me off. No,
Okay.
it was Jair, which I like.
So
Obviously, I'm a
Jair Brown
big
was a
guy.
great pick. They picked the safety right off the bat, which is good
Right.
because they needed to address their secondary.
Right,
So Dalton knows this too as well. We talked about it all the time in the chat. 49ers got to fix their back end. So they drafted the safety. Then they went and drafted the kicker, which kind of threw everybody for a loop. Then they picked the freaking tight end out of Alabama, which was kind of like, what?
Why?
You know what I mean? What?
Right.
You know what I mean? That's a what, Jay? You know dang well. You think about the guys that were. This is the thing about it. Everybody's so high on Keely Ringo. He went like the very next day. He went early to the Eagles. They traded up to get him. I'm not saying that he's going to be bad, but could he been better pick for the 49ers? Yes. I mean, the kid out of Maryland, Ja'Cory Bennett, he was the first guy. He was the second guy taken by the Raiders. The Raiders snuck in there and stole him from me. He could have been there at cornerback for you guys too as well. So that's why I'm saying the logic of what John Lynch was doing.
You just talking about the value pick? You talking about the value book?
No, I'm just talking about better talented players at the cornerback and the safety position, because that's what the 49ers need to work on. They need to work on their secondary. They went kicker, tight end after they went safety. And then who was their next pick? They didn't have a pick in the fourth round.
Then they got a cornerback out of South Alabama, Darrell Luter Jr.
What pick? What round was that?
Fifth round. They didn't have a fourth round pick.
Okay, so then in the fifth round they pick a quarterback.
Cornerback, yeah.
A cornerback, Darrell Luter, which is nowhere near my draft board, but think about the players that went in that draft after him. Let's see. 49ers, Darrell Luter, KYU Blue Kelly from the University of freaking Stanford, Brian Kelly's boy. He could have fucking went to the 49ers and played. Local guy right there in town. He was right there before you guys, if I'm not mistaken. He was there for the taking because he fell to the Ravens. Right. He fell to the Ravens. That's another guy that fell. You guys could have went and got you a big wide receiver. Wicks went to the Packers. I thought that was a huge pickup for the Packers. Now they got a big wide body for the Packers. I said, oh my God, they picked up Wicks. He's like 6'2", 6'3". They could have got a wide body there. Then they could have went. What's the linebackers? Linebackers are the strongest points for the 49ers.
Yes.
Warner and all them. They could
Warner, Kinlaw, and
they could have went and got Henry Tua from Alabama.
Right.
And had a linebacker depth because these guys hustle and they get hurt all the time.
Well, they didn't pick up the option on who was the one that didn't Kinlaw, right? So he may be gone after this year anyway.
Yeah. So there was talent there that they could have went and got. So that's why I say you picking guys that this doesn't make sense like that. It's like watching Tyson in the ring.
No, he asking you. He's saying, what was it like to be in the ring with Mike Tyson? He called you Will's Lane.
I still got my ears. That's all I can say. I still got my ears. That's all that matters. I still got my ears.
So then he
said John Lynch.
I thought this pick
John
was
Lynch
okay.
has had history of stealing in the late rounds. Can't
I like this next pick. I like though.
Where they
took Robert Beal Jr. from Georgia, the defensive end. I thought that was
round?
Okay.
What round was
that? Was also round 5, 173.
Okay,
he ran a 4.40 as well.
Okay, so they got Robert Beal, but then this is where I'm going to say in round 6, the Packers right at the beginning took Carl Brooks,
right,
defensive tackle out of Bowling Green, who was graded a top 100 player, and he fell because he went to Bowling Green University. They could have got his ass. Now the Packers, you basically just gave a Packers another quality late round pick there in the 6th round.
Yeah, hopefully, they could have. Y'all talking about him? Hopefully, he panning out.
Oh, he's gonna make the team. He's gonna pan out. He's gonna pan out. Trust me, he's gonna pan out. So then, who's the 49ers got after that?
Trust you.
They got linebacker from TCU, D. Winters,
which was another.
He's very small. I don't like the pick at all. He's 5'11", 225. I don't like.
So they did. So they did draft a linebacker then, right?
Right. He's just very.
So here
small.
we just talked about they could have took Henry Totoa from Alabama instead of taking some guy lower down on the talent level, and then in the 7th round, here they are taking another tight end. Did you see another tight end? Now wait a minute. I got a Colts fan right here. Did you see who the Colts got in the 7th round? A cornerback out of Texas A&M by the name of Jalen Jones, who was a top 150 player.
Right.
And they got him in the 7th round to play cornerback. And the 49ers could have took this kid late in the 6th round or whatever.
Right.
So that's why I say when people do the grades, if you know the players, you study the players, you see the way they play in the system, it's like Devon Witherspoon. Everybody was shocked when Seattle took him off the board. But knowing Pete Carroll and the way he likes to create that, he's got the old Legion of Boom there guy doing the defense there in Seattle.
Right.
Darrell Bevel, I think is his name. So he's got that was it. And like I said, I mean, that was just a huge.
Yeah, he said that was a steal.
Yeah, and I don't know who the 49ers, if they had another pick after that.
Yeah, they took another tight end, Braden Willis from Oklahoma.
Okay, so basically,
dang, they had a lot of picks just to start in the 3rd round.
Here is a situation after that. There was only about 10 guys left to go after that, and here is the Eagles taking a huge defensive tackle at pick 249 from the University of Texas, Moro Ojimo, who is considered like a top 155 player. He wasn't in my top 150, but still on the defensive line, he could have went to the 49ers. And then you had another kid on the offensive line that could have been there that the Broncos stole, in my opinion. But he's had some injuries too. Alex Forsythe, he's a center.
Oh, yeah.
They could, they got him. But I mean, they was, who knows? I mean, who knows? But like you said, 49ers got lucky with their 7th round pick last year.
They did.
Right.
And I like Brock Purdy. I mean, Brock Purdy, I liked him in college. I mean, and I'm glad that he got drafted because a lot of people said he wasn't even going to get drafted, but he got drafted in the 7th round. 49ers, make John Lynch look even better.
Buck. So not to jump ship, but tell Josh what you think of Sean Clifford.
Sean Clifford,
quarterback,
garbage.
Yeah,
garbage. He should even. I don't even know.
I don't know how he got picked.
I don't even know why they took him. That's probably the saddest thing.
When did we pick him?
I'm a Penn State guy, and I don't know how the hell.
When did we pick him?
Why did he even get drafted? For one, it's like Stetson Bennett. Stetson Bennett got drafted, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?
Right.
Why did this kid get drafted?
Right.
Just because he won 2 national championships?
When did we draft Clifford? What round?
Clifford
5th round, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I didn't think he was going to get drafted. I didn't think Bennett. Well, I thought Bennett was going to get drafted just because of what you said. High profile, playing for Georgia. They won the chip. Someone was going to take a flyer in the 6th or 7th round is what I thought.
Right. Well, this is what I'm going to say. This is what I'm going to say with this. This is what I want to say about Clifford. Clifford, I just saw was picked in the 5th round, and he was picked 149. So you telling me he's an 150 top player, Sean Clifford? Come on now.
No.
Come on now.
I'm a Penn State guy, so I root for him, but I'm just telling you what I want to be straight with y'all as Green Bay fans. Like, I was shocked. Like, this dude
know this one right here.
Hey, Jordan Love is younger than him, and he's been in the league almost 4 years. That tells you something. Like,
yeah, y'all.
So why do you
I'm
guys think
I'm gonna give you 2 players you could have took to help your offensive line because, believe it or not, the Packers are kind of still skeptical on the offensive line. That's the only thing that concerns me about this love.
No.
But they could have took the kid out of Michigan, Oli Osawanga, who plays center and guard. They could have took him because he came afterwards. They could have took Jordan McFadden, who went to the Chargers. He plays guard at Clemson. They could have took him on the offensive line. I'm with
y'all. I thought we was gonna get some more offensive linemen. I was
Jay Will, what was you gonna say, Jay Will?
And who is Chris Farley?
Like why do you think these teams, like, I'm listening to everything Buck is saying, I'm listening to everything Nazar is saying, and I respect you guys' opinion, but and it's the same, like, when we're looking at a game and we're sitting there and we're calling like shit out, and how come the coaches don't see this shit? Like, you're sitting there, you're like, why aren't they running the same defense they ran in the first half? And now they're getting just,
Look, can I ask you to do this? And you'll get it when I just say this one thing. You kind of got on me because you kind of thought, and again, I know I give you a pass because you don't really mess with college like that. Remember all the trash I was talking about Zach Wilson and Mac Jones before the draft?
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Like, Zach Wilson went number 2 overall, and I said the dude sucked. And remember, I always joke.
But what are these coaches seeing?
I don't know.
like
No. They hire scouts. There's professional scouts that they pay to scout these players, and I don't know how some of these dudes get it wrong. And I'm gonna tell you why. I've been saying this. The combine has taken over. It doesn't matter. I like football. I want to see them against a defense, a live defense, how they read. I don't care how high they jump. I don't care how fast they run with no pads on. Like that, the combine, people jump from third round to first round or fall because they ran a second too slow. Or like for me, that don't work for me. I watch them, and Zach Wilson can't read a defense. I've said that, and he didn't play nobody. And Mac Jones.
I don't say about Zach Wilson not reading defense. I just think his size and his character, there was some character flaws with him coming into the league. And I just in the answer to what Czar is saying is the fact that they got these college scouts that do this stuff. Mm-hmm. But the worst feeling in the world is to be the guy that messed up Patrick Mahomes when it comes to quarterbacks.
Right.
CJ Stroud, God bless his soul. I hope he pans out. But based on his test that he scored, if I was a GM of the Texans, I would not have drafted him. I think CJ Stroud could possibly be great in the NFL with his game just because of the fact the way he played against Georgia in the NFC Championship game. However, when you score an 18 and Bryce Young scores a 98 and all these other kids, Anthony Richardson scoring high in his testing, were guys that have failed, like Jamarcus Russell, Jameis Winston, all these guys that have failed when it comes to reading defenses. These tests are set up for these quarterbacks, how they handle pressure, these tests that they do. And then next thing you know, when you score 18, they thought it might have been a joke. And the only reason why Houston took him is because they didn't want to be the team that messed up Patrick Mahomes but they did the best thing they could possibly do. They traded with Arizona, which was sneaky. Right. They was sneaky because when they took CJ Stroud, they knew then nobody was going to trade up, so they was sneaky. That's why Houston really kind of stole some of these players in the draft because they stole it early, and then they came back later on and got Henry to Tua to play linebacker for them too as well. And he's a defensive coach, and that's another thing the 49ers went to. They losing their defensive coordinator too as well. We don't know how that defense is going to respond this year too as well.
So, hey, Michigan. I mean, I hear you. I think Willie Anderson's a can't miss prospect.
Yeah, Willie Anderson's the best player in the draft. He was number one on my board.
I hear you though, but I think, man, this is my opinion. Yeah. I think CJ Stroud is the best quarterback in this draft, despite that, again, because I watch him play against Michigan, against Georgia. I don't give a damn. And I hear you. I don't give a damn about the test. Now, we have seen, like you named some good players, Winston, some cats that failed and they didn't do well in the pros. CJ Stroud is just too good, in my opinion. So I think
I'm just going to throw it out there, man. We got to see Ohio State quarterbacks to see before I. But
Justin Fields is kind of breaking that up now.
Yeah, but still, I think the guys he's an injury prone guy, just waiting to get hammered. You know what I mean?
We'll
if
see.
he keeps on running,
did Field drop because he scored?
Well, he dropped. Well, I mean, this is fucked up.
Fields dropped too as well, but he should have dropped. He should have dropped.
No, remember Buck Flair? They leaked that he had. No one even knew this. He had epilepsy.
Yes, that was stupid. He shouldn't have dropped it.
And he never had an episode his whole time playing high school, college, or nothing.
I never.
All of a sudden, a week before the draft, this man got epilepsy, and then people shied away from it.
Yeah, but I mean, I think, like you said, to me, how do you do this was the first draft I can remember. A draft where you got the number one cornerback and the number one wide receiver in the first round of the draft. And that's what Seattle did. Yep. They got the number one cornerback. They got the number one wide receiver in the draft. To me, Seattle and San Francisco are way above. It's like these two teams right here, like Philly and Dallas used to be a couple years ago. And then Washington and Giants were down here. The Rams and the Cardinals are down here. Now it's San Francisco and Seattle up here. And that's what that division is going to boil down to. Because I can't see the Rams turning around, even though they did a great job in their draft. I was shocked that they didn't draft until later on. They did a better draft than the 49ers. You know what I mean? They did. So, I mean, the Rams really drafted well, but can Stafford stay healthy? Can Stafford stay healthy?
I got a question for you. I have a question for you, and I always ask cats: would Aaron Rodgers be the Aaron Rodgers that he was if the Niners took him and threw him right out to the Wolves? And would Alex Smith have been
Nope.
the same player? So I'm gonna just say this: is Patrick Mahomes really that great, or is it because Andy Reid is a quarterback guru and he got Patrick Mahomes? Now, if Mahomes had went to the fucking Raiders, would Patrick Mahomes be the Patrick Mahomes that we're watching right now? So
Well,
I just think that it's
Patrick Mahomes has got talent for one. He got talent,
no, I
and he
get that,
played.
I get that,
He
but
played. He played in an offensive style in college too as well. And Andy Reid, you're right. Andy Reid is a great college guru and quarterback because he
I mean
helped Donovan
quarterback, yeah.
McNabb. I always thought Donovan McNabb was trash.
Me
I mean,
too.
I still think Donovan McNabb is trash. Tell you the
Right.
truth, you know what I mean. So, but I think it was the dumbest, and you should hate the Cowboys even more. Mike McCarthy was with the 49ers. It was the dumbest mistake the 49ers ever did, in my opinion. They should have drafted Aaron Rodgers first, period. No doubts in my
But
mind.
again,
When they took
but
Alex
again,
Smith, I was just like,
you throw
are you
Aaron
kidding me?
Rodgers straight to the Wolves though. You throw him straight. If the Niners take him, he's starting just like Alex Smith starts. He don't
Yeah,
sit behind a Hall of Fame quarterback like Brett Favre for 3 years and learn and learn. You just
but
throw. So I'm gonna ask you again. So do you think that Aaron Rodgers would be the great quarterback that he is if the Niners had drafted him and he went straight and started and got his ass whooped with no offensive line and just got beat up all those fucking years? Would he be that great of a quarterback? I don't think so.
and I will tell you this, yes, he would, because you can
Think
look
so?
at Aaron Rodgers and say a lot of them say he's the most talented quarterback that ever played the position.
I'm one
That's
of
the
them.
big difference right there. Plus, you got to remember, Colin Kaepernick took you guys to the Super Bowl. So 49ers was not trash when he was there. They was not trash. So he would have.
But they had a defense.
He would have helped the 49ers probably win a Super Bowl. More than likely, they might have won 2 or 3 Super Bowls like the good old Montana days if he would have been there there. Alex Smith to me was I just shook my head when that happened. I was like, really? And I like Alex Smith because he went to Kansas City. He worked under Andy Reid. Andy Reid did him the same way he did Donovan McNabb or whatever. However, if the 49ers would have took Aaron Rodgers, but you got to blame Mike McCarthy for that. Mike McCarthy, go ahead and do it. Blame Mike McCarthy. You got to hate the Cowboys this year. Because y'all,
he said
y'all
if Niners
lost.
would have drafted Rodgers, he would have done those dark retreats a whole lot earlier in his career. I just don't think, but that's going to be our main question with Rodgers. We're going to ask that to everybody.
I mean, that's just like, me and my Marvel, that what if shit. It's hard. It's just hard to answer.
But I'm just saying,
yeah, but it's spark a debate, so we'll see.
Would Favre still stayed in Green Bay?
Hey, Buck Flair,
Favre stayed in Green Bay longer than if Aaron Rodgers didn't get drafted by him. They kept on Favre. They probably would have kept on Favre, just like we all saw how long they kept on the route. They should have got rid of Rodgers as soon as he lost to Tampa Bay in the NFC Championship game. They should say,
I'm gonna say he wouldn't have though, Buck.
Nah, but Love wasn't ready.
No, but I'm gonna say
it's not it was love. It was ready. I'm just saying, Aaron Rodgers to me should have been gone from Green Bay. Period. After they lost the Bucs in the championship game,
I just wasn't high on it
right then.
Hey, Buck, I wasn't high on Cal quarterback, so I wasn't high on it. I don't think he's Rodgers if he goes straight to the Niners. I think sitting behind Favre, and like I say, if you think about it, you talk about Ohio State. Cal, man, here's another quarterback, Jay Will. Again, I'm sitting in my chair. I ain't getting paid. Everybody was on this man's nuts saying he was going to be a superstar. One of my high school friends would vouch right now. I said Kyle Bowler was going to be pure trash, and Baltimore drafted him, and he was one of the worst quarterbacks I've ever seen in the NFL. But everybody was another big, strong arm. But the intangibles were not there. He could not read a defense, and he came from Cal as well. And he was terrible and was out of the league in like 4 years. So I don't know what they see, Jay Will. I don't know. They get paid. I don't know what they see.
So you just told me something that I had no idea. I didn't realize that these organizations pay people these scouts to go out and tell them who the fuck they should draft. I'm thinking, so like, my man, I think the Mets fan just, commented and said that, John Lynch is
Yeah.
known for making steals in the 7th round. Was that really John Lynch, or is that fucking Czar fucking Stubbs fucking telling John Lynch, hey, I fucking think that you should take fucking Stephen Curry, or I think that you should take this motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? And so, but then John Lynch just gets all the credit. I had no idea that the NFL,
Well, I can tell
I
you,
thought that it was like within their organization,
right.
they have a scout, you know what I'm saying? Like their coaches and then they have scouts and shit, but I didn't realize that they, that they're paying people to go out and scout these cats and then telling them,
yeah.
this is news to
All
me.
year long.
Like,
I
I
can
didn't
tell
even
you
know
this,
that.
Jay. Well, now obviously there's a lot of organizations, and some are ran different. But as of Dallas, especially since Jerry Jones is there, Jerry Jones is very, like I said, as much problems as he causes for us, he's very hands-on with these players. He scouts these players. He's a hell of a drafter. He knows talent. So especially like the first 10, 15 years he was with us, he pretty much called everything. As he's getting older and his son is starting to evolve, and then even like Dan Quinn and McCarthy of this new regime, they have a war room. That's why you'll see these guys in the war room. Some, like I said, some have more pull than others. Some, they have a team and they'll all go in. So like this year, they were talking about in the our second pick, Dan Quinn wanted, such and such. McCarthy wanted the tight end. So who's going to win? Who are they going to take? So they'll kind of sit down and they'll figure it out and they'll agree. However they agree, and that's how it goes down. At least on our team, because our owner is fucking hands on. Now everybody's team owner, they just pay shit. They just pay people and they just sit back. They have nothing to do with the draft. You know what I'm saying? So
that's
it
wild.
just depends.
But look at this, Jay
That's
Will.
wild.
I just look back to this right here. You know who you guys took in that 2005 draft that was a running back?
The Aaron Rodgers draft?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Frank Gore. Frank Gore.
Wow.
Y'all drafted Frank Gore. So you telling me Aaron Rodgers and Frank Gore in the same backfield, he would not have been a little bit successful back there, handing off to Frank Gore? You had a new head coach too. A new regime took over. Mike Nolan. Mike Nolan was the head coach then. He came over from Baltimore.
I don't know if he's a 4-time MVP though.
Oh, I ain't saying he's gonna be a four-time MVP. That's Green Bay. That makes y'all feel happy. Y'all get sympathy awards.
No, but if I'm gonna be real, Buck Flair, if I remember
What?
correctly, Buck Flair, Gore had come off some knee injuries in college, and I think he was backing up. He was backing up Barlow. Hold on, he was backing up Barlow. Now it's coming back to me, and Barlow was another guy I told wasn't going to be shit, and all these Niner fans was like, "That's our new running back. He going to be a stud," and he was garbage.
Kevin Barlow.
And then when Gore came in, he kept the job and never gave it up. And I was shocked because
was Barlow after what's his name? The dude that broke that 99-yard.
Oh, Garrison Hurst.
Hurst. Yeah. So Barlow was after Hurst, or was that way?
Hurst was earlier, I think. I can't remember.
Yeah, because when Gore took over, it's been Gore for like 10 years or however long he was there.
Right.
But the next season, let me tell you something. The next season, this is what gets me though. The next season, and what does Aaron Rodgers they always cry about? Aaron Rodgers likes to throw to. They got Vernon Davis tight end in the draft.
What a big bust! All the
I'm just saying, Vernon had some good seasons there, but with Aaron Rodgers, who knows what
until he got hit by Cam Chancellor.
Then they drafted Delaney Walker in the same draft. They had two tight ends.
Delaney Walker is my guy though, but he stayed hurt.
Yeah.
He stayed hurt, man. Delaney was that dude. He just stayed hurt.
Vernon Davis got drafted.
Mike Nolan was there from 2005 until 2008, and he got fired, and Singletary ended up taking over the team.
The coach cuss him out at practice or something?
That's when Singletary took over
Singleton.
the team. That's when the 49ers hit their newest low. They went low level because, Singletary is a great player, but when he took over the head coach, that mentality like Mike Ditka didn't work with him. So it didn't work with him and stuff, but I'm just looking at, their draft picks that they got, after that, for those 3 years, who would they build around Rodgers? And really, they didn't really have any wide receivers that stuck out in my head. So they'd be in the same boat.
Right.
But yeah, man, I appreciate you, Buck, coming on, man.
I'm glad I came on. I was just getting home and from working, and I got me a summer shandy. Yeah, they out with the Line and Kugels Summer Shandy right now. Very good beer. Very nice and smooth. Shout out to Leinenkugel.
Amazing beer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right, but good to have me on, and I'm glad I can make the Michigan guy happy. Bring back some Mills Lane jokes. I like that. That was pretty good.
Oh yeah, man. Hey, yeah. That guy, he's a different man. We all got nicknames, man.
But I do
We
like
all
the
got
fact
it.
that I really want to come on and say congratulations to the Warriors, because I really had a hard time thinking that, man, is this going to be the year that LeBron and AD do something as a 7th seed and win this damn thing, and I still can't see it, because Memphis just was stupid. That's the bottom line. They was just stupid. They had more talent. They was all around the ball, but
all they did was yap. All they did was yap. That's all they did.
Too much yapping and just not playing the game. Because that Bane kid, he showed out against the Lakers. And I'm just saying,
Right.
if Bane can show up against the Lakers, Klay Thompson's going to show up against the Lakers, and he showed up today. Klay showed up. When Klay showed
like
up,
a lot of Lakers was talking crazy. Like they said they was going to sweep us. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, come on, sweeping us, man.
Yeah,
it's like
I'm
after they saw us struggle against Sacramento, like Sacramento some bums.
When Klay goes for 30, the Warriors will win this every game. I don't care.
Oh yeah.
If Klay hits for 30, they're gonna win every game, because Curry only had 20. Yeah, he only had 20. So that just, AD, man, and once again, AD just disappeared. You know what I mean? Shout out to Rashad and his fucking Lakers, because they suck. But anyway.
Right.
Yeah, that was just a bunch of garbage talk.
Rashad, you was quick to call me yesterday, my man.
Oh yeah, I bet he did call you on the phone like, "Oh, we got the first game. Now they're gonna come back to Showtime in LA." So, but Jay Will makes it.
I got the screenshot to prove it. I told you, boys,
they ain't gonna get these breaks. They ain't gonna get these breaks like they've been used to. You know what I mean? But I don't understand how Miami, they don't play until Saturday.
See, that's what I don't like too, right? Because we played Tuesday, we played today. Now we're playing again Saturday.
Wow. I mean, this is crazy.
We don't play till Saturday?
Jimmy B needs rest. Mm-hmm. Jimmy B needs rest. And I'm just saying, it fell right in place. I'm telling you, the smartest coach in the NBA is the Miami coach. I still say he's
they try to get these prime time matchups though, Buck. That's what it all falls into. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like today,
the distance.
But no, look, today there was only one game. Normally the Warriors don't play till 10 o'clock at night, right? They don't. It's 7 o'clock of the Pacific West Coast, but tonight the game started at 9 o'clock. They started at 6, so
an hour early.
They try to get these little prime time matchups.
But I mean, if you think about it, tomorrow is the Celtics and the Sixers early, and then the Nuggets and the Suns, and then Saturday it's the Knicks and the Heat and the Warriors and Lakers. They're back at it, so they're back at it on Saturday. Right. And they play Saturday.
Then we play Monday.
They're gonna play at 7:30. They playing out on your time. It's gonna be what time? It's gonna be like 5:30 when they play. 5:30.
Let me look, bro.
It's early games, man.
Because I mean, it's 7:30 here, so you guys are about 2 hours behind me.
Yeah, then we play at 8:30 on Saturday.
8:30.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's 5:30 our time.
That's Eastern time though, right? So it'd be 5:30 your time. Yeah.
Knicks and Miami play at 3:30. Oh, so there's going to be a huge gap.
I thought the Knicks and Miami play like it 3:30, and then you guys are playing at 8:30.
The Warriors play every other day. It seemed like now.
Yeah,
right.
But then, they're going to be playing every other day from here on out because, like I said, I mean, if like you said, Joker is gonna open up the world and with his little not winning the MVP now, because like I said, that stat still sticks with me because I always said it when Reggie Bush won that MVP in college ball or Heisman. They went right after his ass and bust his ass up in that game or whatever. Right. Texas, Vince Young and him got his ass and stuff. But I mean, now Embiid is MVP. I ain't saying the Sixers can't beat the Celtics because that's what Miami wants.
There's pressure on them now.
Miami wants the Sixers to beat the Celtics because Miami can't beat the Celtics. Celtics have too much firepower and they can't do it. And they got too much. They got too much firepower for the Heat when they lost Tyler Hero with a broken hand. I mean, they can't beat.
I keep forgetting they ain't got Hero.
Yeah, Hero's gone with a broken hand. So, like I said, right now it's all Jimmy B, and Adaboo. That's his name. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot they don't have. But man, Jay, take us out, baby.
Yeah.
Hey man, hey, good show, great show, man. I love this. Seriously, guys, I love this. I love these little impromptus, these going lives. This is the wave right here. So let's go, guys.
Peace.